I request Professor Mamta Sharma to give certificate to Ms. Kruti. Now I would call upon Professor Anandi Giri for present her paper, and her topic is wireless healthcare monitoring applications using mobile device.
Actually, this has been done when I was working in Dubai, and I have tested on this also. And this particular device is basically working for the primary healthcare application. This has been tested with certain things like blood sugar content, basic ECG, heartbeats, etc. And I think already earlier many related work also which I am going to present, they have all given about all this. There was a smart shirt, there was even wrist finger-based healthcare operating system was also there. So this I have combined with another technology which is basically with Zigbee and LabVIEW program, which I have tested, and I have got the results also from a particular hospital in Dubai, which came out successfully. So to go ahead with coming for the abstract, the primary goal is basically to develop a primary healthcare system, which is patient monitoring system, which would basically measure all the primary healthcare issues like heartbeat, blood content, blood sugar content, and these things. And that would be recorded in the device. And normally what they did is earlier in the earlier studies, they have done that this has been recorded and it has been sent to a mobile phone basically. And it is used only in the nearby areas. Whereas now, this My System is able to connect it to the mobile phones, and it also has the internet facility through which it can be given to all the other places. So even in a remote location, a person's health can be identified with the help of this device, and also it can be given to any place, any area where they are, where they want to monitor with. Suppose if the family doctor is available in any other area, maybe abroad, where the person is not able to regularly be in contact with, he can record his own health measures and he can send it to the mobile, wherein it can be given through the internet, where the doctor is able to view what is the basic position of the condition of the patient. So that is the whole idea behind it. And the device which is made is very simple. It consists of only three things. It is having a basic sensor, and it is also having a data circuitry which is going to record all the patient's details, health issues, and then it is finally going to be sent to a display device where it will get displayed. So the simple device has been done through which all this has been come up with. And to go ahead with the introduction, this is basically going to measure with two important things. One is your ECG and the other one is PPG. PPG, when you talk about, it is almost similar to that of ECG. It is basically called as photolithosmogram. I'm not basically into medical field, so this is basically a wearable sensor which is basically going to provide what is the heartbeat. So the patient's heartbeat will be recorded, and accordingly it can track what is the blood pressure of the patient and also the stress percentage also it can record, what is the anxiety of the person, what diabetes level he is going across with, and the depression also will be found out with the help of this. And not only this is also going to have a collaboration with the doctor, wherein the doctor to patient efficiency will be tested, and the doctor is going to get immediate report out of that. And coming for the related work which has been done regarding smart shirt. Smart shirt is one of the important thing which is going to basically record the ECG of the person, and the patient's acceleration signals will also be tested, and timely health monitoring system will also be available. This is basically tested, and the body signals will be basically transmitted to the base station with the help of a server, and it would be basically done with the help of IEEE 802.15 network, where this will consume low power, basically to consume less efficiency and less power, wherein the patient will not get affected body-wise although he is wearing a shirt. So that is why this whole idea has been put up with. Let me explain in detail about this, and let me go ahead with the other related work. Coming for the other related work, I have mentioned all of them over here, but I am going to concentrate only on the certain things. Basically, when you go for remote healthcare application systems, which is a monitoring system, that is again an ECG, which is going to have a temperature data which has been recorded. So this system basically constitutes of 3 modules. One will be your hardware module, next one will be the Bluetooth module, and the third one is the display module. Of course, the hardware module is going to get the data acquisition, and the Bluetooth module is used for the data transmission purpose, and the final display module is going to display the data ahead. And this is done with the help of GPRS using Wi-Fi technology. And this is one of the earlier systems which has been proved with the clinical data. And coming for the other related work, next work which was most prominently done was ambulatory system, which is for monitoring the patients. So even on the way, if a person gets struck, if he is having some health related issues, so physical rehabilitation will be done for the patients. This is again done with 3 important things. The system constitutes of multi-sensor based monitoring system which will monitor the status of the patient, and it is also going to give the reports with the help of the client application. And there is also a service-oriented architecture which is going to define what is the overall patient's condition, and that will be given to the server. The server is going to provide you the solution which will be made as an application which will be provided to the subsequent doctors of that particular patient, so that the doctor is able to then and there find out what is the status or condition of that particular patient. And there is also one more system which is basically, these all were earlier done. There is one more system which is basically used for finding out the pregnant women's condition before delivery. So to reduce the risk level, it is also that particular system is going to find out what is the oximeter content, that is what is the oxygen saturation level of her body condition. So at great risk level, this patient will be immediately taken care of, and her records will be generated. And there is another system which is Ecg Monitoring System. This system is basically based on Bluetooth low energy technology, and this is basically constitutes of certain elements like single chip smartphone is available, and there is also a data acquisition module, and you also have a Bluetooth module. So these all will be connected to the ECG smartphone sensor, and these will be able to transmit the ECG data via Bluetooth. So through Bluetooth, all the data will be sent, and it will be linking to the smartphone, and this will be further processing and displaying the ECG signals. So these are the related works which has been earlier done. So coming for this is a picture of the smart shirt which has been earlier done, and also the wrist PPG sensor. The wrist PPG sensor, when you talk upon, I think you are able to see the device which is connected to the fingers. So the device is going to basically record what is the patient's ECG heartbeat condition, and then that will be giving a red light as soon as it records the condition of the patient. And the smart shirt, actually, it will be having, you are able to see that white part over there in the shirt. So that is the sensor which is going to sense the ECG and the heartbeat level of the patient, and that is going to record for the patient's condition. So this is the picture of this sensors. And now, coming for my particular paper content, I have investigated the technique through 2 important techniques. The first technique is basically the patient will be connected with 3 different points. One is the left hand, other one is the right hand, and the third one is the left leg. So 3 points will be connected, wherein you will be taking the details which will be going to the Zigbee or with GSM, and this will be moving towards the Zigbee of the receiving one. Right? And from that, it will be going to the local monitoring unit where it will record all the details of the patient, and finally it will get displayed. So this display may be either on a laptop or on a mobile device. The second technique which I have done with that is the same 3 points we are taking from the human body, and that will be given to the mobile device, any mobile device. Here I am not using Zigbee or GSM. With any other option, any other technology also it works. That was my second technique, wherein it will get displayed. One is a simple display which I have made with Zigbee, the same display. And the second one is you are going to save it in the Excel sheet. And the third one is that you can even publish it into the internet, wherein people can be able to view from anywhere. So even in remote locations, the data would be recorded henceforth. And what is the system implementation I have done is that I am going to consider a device called as Octonob. That is the name of the device. This basically constitutes of 5 important buttons. So these are the knobs. These are the different knobs which are going to be taken from the USB, and it is basically an analog to digital converter, which is going to read all the photo-sensible devices. That is, it will have a resistive sensor. With the help of the photodiodes, it is going to collect all the data, and those inputs will be given, and wherein it will do all the design which will be sent to that device. Yocto hub device, which will be based on Ethernet, and this will be sent to the Wi-Fi network. And with the help of this device, we are also having an alarm. This alarm is going to give a signal. So that with the help of that signal, you will be able to know whether it has sensed out or not. So the Octonob sensor will be sensing out. Accordingly, once it sends out, it is going to give an alert, a beep or a signal, through which it will be sending all the data, and that will be sent to the program. And once you send it to the programming, it's going to monitor it, and also it will record it. After the recording has been done, according to the environmental and the weather conditions, it is going to accordingly see what is the organic compounds which are found, and also it will see what is the CO2 content, and then it is going to find out the humidity according to the temperature outside, environmental temperature, what is the relative humidity of the body. So the body temperature will also be recorded according to the environmental condition. It's also going to see what is the barometric pressure, and also it will find out what is the resistance, the electricity resistance and the water levels, and also if it is flood alerts will also be given accordingly when it monitors the body temperature. This is the biometric shield basically which will be placed. It's not placed in the human body basically, because I told you how the technique is. We are connecting from 3 points to the biometric shield. So the biometric shield is named as the Octonob device, which I told you. So this device you can find out what are the things which are connectors. So these are the different connectors which will be connected. So with the help of which it can record all the details. So what are the details it is going to record? This is just a gist of how this device will look like. Now coming for the components, it's going to basically concentrate on 5 important components. First one is the Ecg electrode. This is basically, it is going to be attached to the skin. So that is why I told you 3 points. So it will be attached to the skin directly, wherein it is going to have an electrocardiogram procedure, which will take the electrical impulses from the body, and it's going to find out the heartbeat. Now after finding out the heartbeat, the electrodes will be moving, and from the body, depending upon the weighing of the electrodes, it will be sent, and this is going to get directed to the transmitter, and with the help of the transmitter, it is going to get transmitted to the machine, and the electricity is going to also give a result which is in the form of a wave, which we get it in ECG, with ECG, and this is going to record the electrodes. This will be put up in a small metal sheet, where basically you put it on the body of the patient with the help of the gel, a metal plate, wherein it will record. Second one is your temperature sensor. This is going to have an integrated circuit, which is going to have all the data to be converted into Celsius. So the temperature will be converted into Celsius, and according to Kelvin status, it is going to give the data, and this data will be basically having a low impedance value, and this is basically to find out what is the controlling circuitry a particular patient will be having. The third one is the blood pressure sensor. I think I am running short of time, so blood pressure sensor everybody will be knowing, so I am not explaining the basic procedure of that. We are doing the blood pressure sensor as well as blood glucose sensor, which is going to find out what is the glucose content in the blood of the patient, and that will also be recorded. And last one is the Microsoft Pro tablet, which is going to record all the data, which will be displaying that record. It is going to send it into the circuitry, and it will be absorbed by the battery as a single unit. So all this will be put up, and it is also, the device is also equipped with camera, so that the particular physical condition of the patient will also be taken a snap, and that will also be sent. So with the help of stylus, that condition will be written, and using computer mouse and keyboard, these details will be passed on. So these are the basic components. And coming for the operations, how it basically works, we have got 3 things. First, you are going to place the 3 electrodes, as I told you, in 2 hands as well as in leg in the patient's body. And then we are going to connect that shield. That shield is your barometric shield, which is called as the Arduino shield, which will be put up with a temperature sensor, blood pressure sensor, and a blood glucose level sensor. These are the basic three things which I am concentrating on. From that shield, we get it connected to the wireless node, which will be sent to the USB with the help of a tablet. And this will be having a LabVIEW programming to find out what is the psychological data of the patients. And this will be sent to the data dashboard application. And finally, all the data will get saved and it will be put in a reported format, which will be a graphical format. So this will get what is the personal details of the patient that will be recorded. Why I have used this ZigBee and LabVIEW technology is that LabVIEW is a fast programming software which is going to adopt my computer, this device, barometric device, which is going to take very fast. The front panel will be taken very fastly and it is going to produce a very subsequent result. Why I have used ZigBee is that this is basically used. Why? Because it has got a low transmitting capacity which will not affect the patient's body. And second thing is that the software which we are using, Bluetooth, is not very highly dominant. So ZigBee has got a more absorption power than compared to Bluetooth, wherein you can use it. That's why I've used these two combinations for testing my results. And this is the patient. He has been plugged in with this, and that has been connected to a simple wire, and finally it is going to the display device. So this is a simple. You need to have only that basic data acquisition unit and the barometric shield, that is my device which I have done, and finally a wire will be connecting to the final display unit. So it's simple also in design as well. So finally I have achieved that. I have got the result out of that, and it was working very well when I checked with a hospital by getting the permission, wherein the patients were able to, we are able to record the patient's details, and this actually I did it when I was there. Thank you.
I would call upon our last presenter, last but not the least, Professor Sharif Karandikar, and her topic is Applications of Soft Computing in Fertilizer Management in India.
Thank you, Swapnali. Good evening to all. As we are running short of time, let us go through the topic very fast. The title is A Review of Soft Computing Based Decision Support System with Fertilizer Management in India. As the title suggests, it is related to agricultural sector in India, that too where the technology can be implemented in terms of decision support system. In the morning session, Dr. Sengupta mentioned that we have to work on or do the research on reforms of in terms of poverty, education and health. And we know that India is an agricultural country and we need to work a lot in rural areas in the agricultural sector. So if you see the flow or if you see the components or aspects of agriculture in India, we have to concentrate on various aspects from crop productivity, fertilizer application, which can be designed or implemented using knowledge and experience. That can be done using a decision support system with the factor of soft computing. It's basically a review paper where I have studied various research papers done or research done by other experts, and they have devised various technical decision support systems with aspect of database management, wireless technology, data mining, etc. So I have presented the study in terms of a tabular presentation, and then there is a framework for research on this topic which will help to design an artifact using the soft computing aspect. When we talk about India, as we know, it's an agricultural country and large population earn their living using or through agriculture. It also affects the economic sector and overall growth and development of the country. Major or large area of agriculture is segregated in rural areas where technology, services, plans and other rules and regulations do not reach out to the rural people, that is actual farmers. All the agricultural productivity is totally dependent on various factors like geographical conditions and weather conditions, etc. So they have to take decisions very frequently in diversifying conditions. When it comes to decision for crop productivity, the productivity is basically related to quality and quantity of the food that they are trying to get for us. Now this productivity is related or dependent on weather conditions, the water supply through natural water supply like rainfall or lakes and ponds, as well as artificial water supply that can be done through irrigation. The soil testing is another technique that can be used and devised for checking out the condition of the soil, because over the period of time the soil quality reduces, and to enhance the quality you have to apply nutrition or nutrients to the soil. The type of crop, the time duration that is required for getting a particular crop, all these are the factors which are involved in the productivity. Now when it comes to nutrition, there are different or various types of nutrients that can be applied to the soil, like natural manure, artificial manure and fertilizers that are manufactured by different companies. But this application of fertilizer also depends on various factors like availability, cost effectiveness and its impact or on the quality and quantity of the product, how it will affect. Because it is directly related to the food of an individual or human being. So the health issue also comes in picture. So because of all these various factors which are related to the direct necessity of a human being, that is food, there should be a proper way of decision making. And that can be done using a system development through decision support system. Now decision support system includes various things or various aspects and technologies which include and various processes and procedures in it. Where there is complex analysis, then that is based on knowledge and experience, because it is related to human tendency of taking decisions. Because it is not like an equation, mathematical equation 2 + 2 is 4. It depends on various conditions, various factors, so it is varying every time. There is diversification in decision. So human intelligence factor comes in picture when it comes to decision making, which is not very simple or which is very complex. And there comes soft computing in picture. Now soft computing constituents or soft computing is an effort where the technology is devised to emulate human mind as closely as possible. Not exactly, but as closely as possible. And the constituents of soft computing are also complementing each other. Like you have neural network which works related or similar to neurons in the human brain. Or you have a genetic algorithm which is a faculty of soft computing which works related to the genetics. Like how the two genes will be combined to get the better gene in the next generation. So we have different aspects or different technologies, and they are all not comparative but complementing or supplementing each other. So you can use different combination of soft computing constituents to build on your decision support system. Now another factor or another aspect of soft computing is flexible and dynamic. I mean, it is not, as I said, you have programmed it once and it will work in the same way every time. Because the parameters, the combination of parameters, the domain of data or value of parameters, everything will change as per the situation. So it will be diversifying. So it is dynamic and flexible when it comes to decision support using soft computing. So when I studied or when I reviewed some papers, I found that these three are like interfitting wheels which work together, and if you will apply all this together, it will give you the effect that will have revolution in decision making in agricultural sector. Now to present the table, I know it is not visible clearly, but this is the presentation in tabular form for the reviewed papers, where the technologies are again diversifying from wireless sensor network, GIS-based decision support, database related decision support, software application development related decision support, multi-layered software, etc. etc. There is online factor added to it also. So all these are the efforts put for getting a decision support system that will perform complex analysis and decision making, which is closer to human intellectual and decision making abilities of a human being. So this is the proposed framework for the research that can be done to design an artifact that will support the creation or development of a decision support system using soft computing aspect. Now I will not get into details of it, but it includes research statement, what is your actual concept or central idea, followed by research methods, activities, and the outcome will be an artifact that will be designed for a decision support system with aspect of soft computing for specifically fertilization management in India. Thank you.
Session. Now may I request all the dignitaries please come on dais and have a seat.
Thank you all for presenting your valuable research with us. I am sure this entire gamut of respective management and technology related knowledge impartment was value adding. Now I would like to invite upon the dais our HOD of MCA department, Professor Praveen Gupta, to initiate the valedictory session.
Thank you, Sapnali. Good evening, everybody. Respected judges, Dr.
Rashmi Soni, Professor Mamta Sharma, Director in charge, Professor Swati Padoshi, faculty members and students. Welcome to the first international conference on global development of management and technological thought process hosted by YMT College of Management. Over the past 4 years, this was primarily a national conference. I'm extremely proud to say that this conference has evolved in a remarkable way into an international conference. Indeed, it is a poignant to note that we had Dr. Sen Gupta, Director, SIS College, Speaker Snehil Dhar, Crime Expert, UK, Corporate Speaker, Mr. Santosh Kumar, Researcher, Mr. Mayur Shukla from Atlanta University, and many more researchers who presented their papers have disseminated knowledge in the global trends and perspectives in management and technology. For many of researchers are part of our career. We understand the whole terrain, not just the challenges, but the opportunity. Not only the questions we are asking today, but the questions we have to start thinking about tomorrow. And because this conference takes place just once a year, we have got to make it count. And perhaps we did it to some extent. From the morning, I felt I was in the knowledge bazaar. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to call upon the rapporteur of ICMT 2015, Professor Jabita Bhaumik and Professor Deepa Jones.
Research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. A very good evening to all, respected dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Rashmi Soni and Professor Mamta Sharma, our judges for the day, our Dean and In Charge Director, Professor Swati Padoshi, delegates, faculty colleagues and dear students. I, Professor Deepa Jones, and my colleague and friend, Professor Jabita Bhaumik, have great pleasure in presenting before you the report of our very first international conference on management and technology held today at our campus. ICMT 2015 is the first international conference hosted by YMT College of Management. The one-day international conference on global development of management and technological thought process was declared open by Professor Swati Padoshi in the inaugural session. She mentioned the conference has a blend of true academicians and corporate personalities. The inaugural session of ICMT 2015 started with the lighting of the lamp of knowledge by the dignitaries of the dais, Chief Guest Dr. Ecg Monitoring, Guest Mr. Snehil Dhar, Trustee Ms. Kavita Paul, and IC Director Professor Swati Padoshi, who also gave the welcome address to the gatherings. In continuation with that, our Chief Guest for ICMT 2015, Dr. Ecg Monitoring, expressed his views on the three key areas in which youth of India had to be concerned, which were reforming the education system, reforming the healthcare system, and doing innovative research to reduce the number of people below poverty line. We had Mr. Snehil Dhar as our guest, who gave us an overview of digital marketing. Mr. Dhar mentioned that the rise in digital marketing and the rise in law amendments. Our trustee, Dr. Kavita Paul, shared her insights about the importance of research and publications in academics. She also highlighted that a combination of technical and medical fields could do wonders. Dr. Seema Unnikrishnan bestowed the keynote address. The anchoring for the session was done by Professor Swapnali and Professor Bhagyashree. The inaugural session concluded with a vote of thanks delivered by Professor Sharil Karandikar. I would like to hand over to Professor Jabita ma'am to continue.
Thank you, Professor Deepa. The themes for the conference cover the entire gamut of management and technology, including global perspective in marketing, finance, HR, operations, and IT. Post-lunch, we witnessed the technical sessions wherein researchers, faculty members presented the research work. ICMT 2015 received approx 45 research papers in a very short span of time, out of which 32 were from management stream and 13 from IT. The themes ranged from cloud computing, cyber law, fuzzy logic, image processing, corporate governance, business intelligence, branding and promotions, digital marketing innovations, strategic role of HR, corporate finance, green SCM, to name a few. In some of our presentations, speakers covered issues from avoid women harassing through web browser to a study of students' perception towards foreign higher studies, in which the paper intended to study the inclination of students towards pursuing higher education in foreign country. This year, YMT was fortunate to have amongst us speaker from corporate sphere, Mr. Santosh Kumar, who actually emphasized on the approach of the global market, where he actually spoke about international business, on financial risk and currency fluctuations. He also spoke about how actually he managed a real exposure in a cross-cultural scenario, wherein he actually ranged from ethnic customers to European customers for trying high-end products. Our second international speaker was Mr. Mayur Shukla. He, being a research scholar from Atlanta University from the field of microbiology, he spoke about a new technology that can help in syphilis disease diagnosis. Around 13 researchers presented their papers today and received valuable feedback and insights from the judges. The conference aimed to disseminate knowledge in global trends and perspective in management and technology, encompassing conceptual analysis, design implementation, and performance evaluation. In all this, ICMT 2015 has served its objectives, and we look forward to host many more such scholarly conferences in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, professors. Now I would request Dr. Rashmi Soni to enlighten us with her expertise.
See, I can understand it's very difficult to sit now and listen, right?
We don't mind.
No, I'll just share one or two experience of mine of just the time what we have had here. So first of all, I congratulate YMT team for organizing international conference this time. So many congratulations to you, Swati madam and the team. And it's very nice to see next time. This is the second time when I am visiting here for the conference, and I can see the improvements as well. So it's congratulations. And second, obviously, whenever we have the conference, and when I heard that 45 research paper you people have received, it's excellent job, right? So it's not less, but yeah, I can see the presenter were very less. So there is a problem. People do not turn for the presentation, though you have the publication, isn't it? So publication, you can market your publication little bit in a better manner, I believe, because people generally come for the presentation when they get the publications. So that is what I feel that you can market it in a little bit more better way. And yes, a good research paper, I can say that, all the research paper were very good. Especially, I would like to congratulate to those people who have tried and wrote first time or second time, right? So this is somewhere we need to start. So maybe sometimes I was little critical to ask questions and give the feedback. So please do not take it in otherwise. I was just trying to tell you like how you can improve upon that, right? So that is the way what the research we can improve. And obviously when we talk about the teaching, So teaching starts with research only. So first of all, we need to be very good with the research, then only we can say that we are good teachers. So all the very best, and thank you very much for again with the award.
Thank you for your valuable feedback, ma'am. Now I would request Professor Mamta Sharma to express her views.
I'm the last one on this conference.
Yeah, first of all, I must congratulate the team, the director ma'am and the whole organizing team for wonderfully managing this conference. And not a single flaw we could see anywhere. And I am honored to be invited for this conference and making me a part of this. And I got the chance to listen the wonderful papers, especially as I am from the technology line, and I could see that all the papers were very good in IT industry, which I could judge and understand. Otherwise, the management papers were also equally good. I got the chance to know about the management papers, what exactly it. But my core area is technology, so I enjoyed all the papers. And I wish YMT more success in the future, and I know that the way they are growing and continuously improving in their conferences. And I was glad to know yesterday that it has become the international conference. I hope to see the more feathers in this YMT's cap in the coming years. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now may I request Professor Swati Padoshi to give token of appreciation to Dr. Rashmi Soni.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ICMT 2015 would like to appreciate the efforts and contribution by researchers and have selected the best paper under management and IT domain. I would request Professor Swati Padoshi to award the best paper of ICMT 2015 under MMS, Dr. Sachidanand Shukla for microeconomic risk for Indian mutual fund industry, and
He's not there, but I think he's your brother-in-law, right? So you can take it. Congratulations to him.
under IT, it's Professor Ananthi Giri, wireless healthcare monitoring application using mobile devices.
Party Anandi. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, ma'am, and congratulations to the winners.
Let us proceed with the distribution of certificates to the researchers. May I request Dr. Rashmi Soni to appreciate.
Yes, whichever, you can give from here also. Just give it.
Professor Sharayu Karandika. Professor Bhagyashree Narayan. Professor Jaita Mudal. Professor Krunal. Professor Preeti Nakwa. Professor Divya.
एक मिनट मैडम.
Professor Pooja Shukla. Thank you, ma'am.
I request Professor Mamta Sharma to appreciate some of the certificates. Dr. Seema Unikrishnan. Professor Jamil Pathan. Professor Japita Bhaume. Professor Reshma Ghorpade. Professor Sandeep G. Professor Kanchan Gopakumar. Professor Payal Sanan. Professor Jamil Shah. Professor Ranjana Singh. Professor Sandeep Ramraje.
Yes, sir.
Professor R.P. Mishra. Professor Deepa Jose. Professor Komal Sringale. Professor Swapnali Maharik. Professor Pooja Mehta. Professor Prasad Deshmukh. Miss Sheetal and Ketan. They're not there. Thank you, ma'am.
Now I would like to invite on the dais Dr. Seema Unikrishnan to give vote of thanks.
Thank you, Swapnali. I know it's almost 5. I hope it's 5, right? Yeah. And 5. And the main thing is, I'm so happy that international conference has come to the end. I would say, but it's finally to the end, and that is a successful note, in fact. One thing I just have to thank Dr. Rashmi Soni, Professor Mamta Sharma for giving the valuable time for making this event successful. I thank Professor Swati Padoshi for giving us the valuable support. I thank Praveen Gupta. Sajid sir is right now not here, but for the critical eye on each details, there are a lot of people, without the support it's not possible. We can't run around. But at the same time, when you have a good team, it really works out. And that is this is what we have. The end result is something great. We have stage committee. I'll call all the people, all the faculty members on the stage. I'll just read out simultaneously. You have to come here. Stage committee, decoration and infrastructure. Professor Komal, she's not here right now because her legwork, it was really tremendous, it was great. Even Professor Aarti, I know for almost 4 or 5 days, she was running around. Professor Divya, yes. Professor Sandeep, Professor Anandi, now there's a doubt here, Sandeep Ji or Sandeep R. You can come, Sandeep sir. Professor Anandi, Professor Prasad, Professor Jamil, Professor Kanchan. Please come on the stage, please. We have the next hospitality team. Professor Ranjana, Professor Pooja Shukla, room in charge, that is Professor Mehta, Professor Prasad, Professor Jaimin, Professor Joyata. Please come on the stage. For rapid chair and comparing, Professor Japita, Professor Deepa. Please come. We have Sapnali madam and Bhagishri ma'am, almost, morning, almost like, they were on the toes. Huh? Thank you, ma'am. We have registration committee, Japita madam. The problem is with the specs, I need the specs. We have Deepa madam, that is done. Now we have got registration committee. Reshma madam, Shirayu madam, please come on the stage. Joyita ma'am, please. Call your name. Even Preeti ma'am, please come.
They're feeling shy.
Maybe I have missed a name. The problem is it's all handwritten now. You can understand that.
And she already said
And I can't see properly without specs now. I'm 40 plus now. Now we have, IT department. I have to thank the IT department. Registrar, our Mr. Dada Sahib, without his help, it's not possible. Praveen ma'am, please come on the stage, please. Pooja ma'am.